how many decisions the average child makes in a day? What about the average adult? If I said we should narrow down the number of decisions to only those that involve food, what do you think the number of decisions would be, again, in a day? Let's take a look at that for a moment. Research has shown that the average, and don't worry, I'm not going to explain the research itself, but research has shown that the average child makes about 3,000 to 3,500 decisions each day. The average adult makes about 35,000 decisions. The number of decisions we make in a day that concern food, should I eat spinach or, say, chocolate cake? That, according to researchers at Cornell University, is 226.7 a day. Now, all I've got to say in response to this is, no wonder we're all so tired. But here's what's interesting. As someone's level of responsibility increases, the number of decisions increases as well. Of course, that makes sense if you think about the jump between 3,000 or say 3,500 decisions a day for a child and the 35,000 for an average adult, right? So, where the decision as a child might be, do you want milk or orange juice with your breakfast? That same decision as an adult might involve a bunch of different questions. Should I have milk? Well, if I choose that, I need to decide, am I going to have cow's milk or goat's milk, or soy milk or rice milk, or almond milk or oat milk? But let's say you choose coffee. Well, what do you want in your coffee? Of course, you could have it with nothing in it, but you could choose cream and sugar. But then if you decide on sugar, well, what kind of sugar? Let's see, regular or granulated, cane, organic cane, or maybe stevia or monk fruit, or maybe agave, or honey, or something like Equal or Splenda. Pretty quickly, those choices add up. And so do the decisions that you must make to have exactly what you want. The same can be said for getting dressed in the morning, choosing how to style your hair, or not, depending on your age or if you prefer to shave your head, or deciding if you choose not to do something outside, like play a game or engage in a sport, or maybe tackling a home repair or gardening, and instead you decide to spend a few hours in front of your television, well, then you have to decide, should I watch YouTube or Netflix? And don't worry, I'm not going to rename all of the streaming services that are now available, because just thinking about that makes my head spin. So why am I talking about choices? Because each day there is one choice, one decision that we can make that will help us in our lives. And that decision can help you, it can help everyone to be better people, to love more, and to be more faith-filled. We know that God loves us. We know that God is faithful. We know that God's grace is for all. But for us to experience this love, this faithfulness, God's grace, we need to choose to stretch out our hands, seek God with our hearts, and walk in God's ways. Now, because you are here, you're listening to me, or maybe you attended services in person today, I'm going to assume, and I don't ever like to assume, but I'm going to say you've probably already made this decision. Maybe you've asked God to be a part of your life. Maybe you've accepted God is a part of your life. Or maybe you've gone so far as to seek God's guidance in all that you do. Now, I don't think that this decision, however, is what I like to call a one and done decision. Rather, it's a decision that we need to affirm periodically, at a minimum. And sometimes we might even do that daily, or even more frequently than that. It's an easy decision, one with enormous consequences, and one that may, at times, also be difficult to live with. But I know with God's guidance, God is powerful, God is strong, God is a good counselor, a friend, a confidant, that you can find strength. So when you wake up tomorrow, why not get one of those 3,000 or 35,000 decisions out of the way? right away. Choose God. Doing so, most assuredly, is going to make the other decisions that you have throughout the day just a little bit easier.